I dare someone to ask me if I'm okay. I dare you. I bloody dare you. Hi, my name's Beth. Welcome to my channel. Let's discuss why I dare you to ask me. I heard someone do it. Someone went, Beth, are you alright? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think so. I have tried to film this video, I'm going to say 4 times now. I'm so excited because I've created my own little games and I want to share it, but it's just not happening. The world is telling me no. I'm filming on my camera and I don't think that the audio is the best. I might not be in focus the whole time, but everything's going to be okay because I am going to share with you my game. It's not that deep. I'm not actually that miffed. It's just irritating because I have been in a bit of a slump due to me filming my June wrap up and it not working. And then I gave up on it and I've just decided to do it as a June and July wrap up video. And it just kind of knocked me a little bit because I was so excited about it, and then I ended up feeling really dry and just not having a good time. And then I've recently now obviously just wanted to pick up the camera. I've been working on this for like a day or 2, which is probably definitely more time than it needed. And I just want it to go smoothly. That's all this girl asks. Basically, instead of doing like a June wrap up and trying to film that again now, I wanted to come at you with some ways that I have got myself out of this reading slump that I found myself in by procrastinating and making a game to pick some books. So I've made 2 games which are original as far as I'm aware. I haven't seen anybody else do that, but if somebody else has done it, I'm not going to take any credit for it, but I feel like it would be near impossible for them to have the same game as me in terms of like the questions I put in, but in terms of like the actual game, like I'm not here to not give credit. So yeah, I don't want anyone to come at me being like, you stole this from this and you didn't credit anybody. Like, I've not seen anyone do it, so please don't hate me. So the first thing that I did was I wrote down every single book that is on my shelf and every single book which is on my Goodreads. And I put it into this little jar. I stole one of my mum's little crocheting experiments and just had it with a wobble because I didn't want to see what was inside the jar. But it is full to the brim. And I don't know if you can see there, but there's like different coloured writing. So the green is anything which is on my Goodreads TBR, and then the red is anything off my bookshelf. I would show you me pulling it out, but I tried to film this, like I said, on my phone, but then it just cut out and I gave up, so I'm refilming it. But I've decided to keep the one that I pulled out from that video, even though I don't actually like have any footage to show you, purely because of how much I want to read this book. The book that I pulled out was... How does anyone do this? Basically, this fuzzy little piece of writing says that I get to read All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. And now this is a memoir about George, talking about the fact that he is queer and black in America, and it delves into kind of like his everyday experiences and his memories as well. And I am super looking forward to reading this book. I've heard so many good reviews about this book. This is so random. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but like the actual font size, even though it's blurry and you might not be able to see, but like the actual font size is just so pleasing on the old eye. Let's get on to the juice, shall we? So I am really excited to share this, and I feel like such a big kid, but I played this game as a kid in the playground as a way to be able to get dares. For other people, it would just have really cute, nice little quotes and slogans on, and I don't know how else it could have been used until today, when I created a way for it to help me pick books. And this is the fortune teller. The fortune teller game. I don't know if anyone remembers these. Let me just give you a quick ooh. Yeah, come on. Everyone remembers this game. How can you not? Yeah, Yeah, anyway, so I created 2 little games here to help me pick books, and I just thought it was just a really fun thing. You know, it builds up the anticipation, gets you all excited. So I'm gonna go through and explain these 2 books whilst obviously picking a book along the way. And yeah, I guess I'm just gonna start with this one because to me, I think this one is a bit more complex, and I think if you can understand this one, then you can understand the next one. So I don't know if you can see behind me, but these 2 little splodges of paint are not accidental. Ooh, they match one of these. Oh god, I am a genius. So basically, each one of these colours represents a colour which is on my shelf. And because I am alone, that sounds so sad, I don't want to pick my own colour of the shelf because I just think that's not as fun. I have got a random word generator to help me pick which shelf the game is going to be like surrounded by. So I've got the 4 ones, so I've got yellow, pink, red, and orange. I'm just going to click the random word generator, and by generator I mean generator. Okay, so the top one is orange, so I will be reading something off of this shelf. So now that I've done that, I then play the game. So because it was orange, I have to spell out orange. So it's going to go O-R-A-N-J-E. So you can see how there's 2 tiers of colours. So the first round you go for a white colour, and then the second round you go for one of the colours which is in the wheel. So I've got the option of 2, 3, 6 and 7. I'm going to go for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I'm going to pick the number... Oh wait, yeah, I need to go for a different colour tier. I'm going to pick the number 6. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then I've got the choice of 1, 4, 5 or 8. But before I do that, I'm going to add up 7 and 6, which is 13. So if I stopped the game here, it would be the orange shelf and book 13. So whichever book 13, I would pick that one. But that is not how I've decided to play, because I then realised that not all of it will add up to anything that's kind of like over here. So underneath like the flap is like different ways to like add on stuff, to subtract, or to go up or down a shelf but on the exact same number. I just thought that was a little bit of fun. So because that's 13, I'm going to go for number 3. So if you can see that, that's this one here. So I'm going to flip it up and it's all got little things on. So this one says plus 7. So 13 plus 7 is 20. So anything on this shelf that goes to 20, if I'm doing it in my Reading Rush challenge or if I've recently read it, it won't count just because I don't want to do that. So anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20! Fantastic! So... God damn it! No! No! I'm so cross. Me and this book have a bit of history. I'll tell you about the book, what it actually is in a minute, but let me just give you a bit of a backstory. I was going to pick this in the Reading Rush challenge, and then I decided against it because I didn't want to read it. And that's because it is a non-fiction book, and I have discovered, I was explaining this in my June wrap-up, but obviously that's not gone up, but I have discovered that I hate reading non-fiction, but I love it when it's like an audiobook. So I might maybe pair this with an audiobook whilst I'm reading it, and let's be honest, like, it's not that thick, so it's not that deep, Beth, just get over it. And you obviously bought this for a reason. And that's what I'm telling myself anyway. So basically, this book is called Adventures of the Soul, Journeys through the Physical and Spiritual Dimensions by James Van Praagh, I believe. And basically this is just kind of like looking into like what the soul is, what happens to your spirit when we die, what's a near-death experience like, just loads of different things kind of based around that. And it does sound interesting, and I'm not knocking it. I think it's just because I know that it's non-fiction, which is really mean of me to think about a book like that before I've read it, but I don't know, it just puts me off a bit. I'm still gonna read it. I'm gonna give it my best shot. Before I move on to the next game, I'm just going to quickly go through like all the different options that could have come up underneath here. So I'm going to open it up. So I could have had +7, which I believe is what I got, -3. I could have got 2 for 1, which is read the book on the right to the book that you've picked. Then one of them is just this one, so that's just straight up that one. Then you've got +2. Then you've got directly down, so like if I picked, for example, if I picked Anger is a Gift, I would pick the one directly down, but because the thickness of this book, focus on me. Because the thickness of this book is quite big, I would then read the same amount of thickness. I'd have read 2 books there. And then same goes for directly up as well, which is an option. And then I thought I'd be a bit quirky and I put +2 -5. Whoa, who is she? That's my first game. I just thought it was a little bit of fun. Anyway, it's the same game, but like with different things on the inside. Not a good explanation. So I'm just going to show you. Let's see. So on this one, we've got a snail, we've got a whale, we've got a penguin, and we've got a bear. I believe that's what I drew, a bear. So basically, I'm just gonna make it easier for myself instead of doing the word generator. I'm gonna pick whale. So WHALE. So I've got the option of 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I'm gonna pick 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I've got the same options again, so I'm gonna go 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm gonna unfold number 3. And number 3 says, pick a girthy book. So this one I decided to give myself more free reign, which is really exciting. So now I get to pick a girthy book. Do you know what? I'm gonna, yeah, she's decided. Say hello to the girth. It's not the girthiest, but she's big, you know. I have decided to pick Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adeyemi. So I've been hearing mixed reviews about this book, but I'm looking forward to it. If I'm honest, I don't know too much about the book, but all the blurb says is they killed my mother, they took our magic, they tried to bury us, now we rise. Interesting. Basically, I'm kind of going in blind. I am looking forward to it. This was, I think, was said to be one of like the most anticipated YA fantasy release books, and I know that there's been mixed reviews, but I would rather read it and have my own opinion than instead of like writing it off just because other people's views on it aren't that good. Does that make sense? Yeah. So this has made it. I'm gonna just quickly go through the other options that that game has, just so that you have an idea. So a girthy book, a non-fiction book, pick a book that's not your narrative. My mum has to pick a book that I personally put off reading. My dad has to pick a book, and then a book that I'm dying to read, and then a small book. I think I'm going to change those up just because I want to give myself more variety, and just maybe I might branch out and ask other people to give me little prompts to go in this, which would be quite cool. But for now, I'll just stick with them until I've figured it out, because I don't know if you can tell, but this is pretty damn chaotic. I think the only other stuff that is on my TBR is everything that I was discussing in my Reading Rush challenge video, so that's exciting. I'm hoping that I'm going to be out of my little reading slump in time for that. So there you go. There you have it. They're my games. They might be pretty naff, but I think they're alright and I have fun. I think it's quite exciting. Considering that I wouldn't consider myself like a die-hard, like I'm gonna read 14 books in a month type of gal, I think I've set myself a reasonable goal by just trying to do 3 books, especially with Tommy Adeyemi being quite a big book. I think I'm excited and I'm definitely up for the challenge, and I'm looking forward to reading them, which is really cool. So there you have it. This is my, I don't know, what shall this be called? This is how I am going to be picking my TBRs from now on. I felt like making a separate video about it before I incorporated it into my normal videos and stuff, just so that it makes sense, and in case anybody wants to try something similar or have the same strategy, then I feel like it should at least be explained to some extent. I'm not the best explainer, but I've tried, and maybe the practical application helped everybody understand how the game is played. There we go, these are the books that I am going to hopefully read by the end of July. I've left it pretty late to do this, but c'est la vie. That is all of the info, all of the guts that I've got for you today. I really hope that you enjoy my video. Comment down below if you've got any prompts that you think could be quite interesting and fun to do in my games for in the future, and if I want to switch it up for the next video, that would be greatly appreciated. Leave me in the comments what you're planning on reading on your TBR list. That'd be so cool. I really want to hear what everyone's doing. I definitely know that I think making this video has just made me so, like, I can already feel myself getting out of the slump, which is really exciting. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Sorry if this has been a bit chaotic and a bit confusing, but other than that, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Sick. Thank you. Bye.